So this summer, I came into the summer kind of doubting God's goodness and doubting His faithfulness just because of some things having to do with my family that were really difficult. And for the first few weeks, I was really irritated because I didn't feel God's presence. And then what I realized He was telling me was that He is there even when I don't feel His presence. I've also loved the activities we've done. I think my favorite was backpacking in the rain when it was pouring and there was thunder and it was muddy and everyone was kind of mad, but then we all came together and we just went under this small shelter and it just felt like the world and everything was going on around us, but as a unit we were strong together.
For me, the most crucial part of this summer, personally, was the Envision Conference. We had over a week with a couple families that came down. They came out here, man, just to see their families transformed, their marriages transformed. And one of the things that I learned this summer is really about fatherhood and the crucialness and the importance of fatherhood. And you know, me, I was raised without a father, so for a long time I kind of disregarded the whole idea of a father. I never thought it was that important. But being here for that week, the Lord really showed me how much it was needed in my life and how much I was lacking because I never had that growing up. But at the same time, you know, the Lord could redeem any situation. So the Lord really showed me that though I was raised without a father, though I was raised without a lot of the things that were needed for manhood, the Lord showed me that He could be my father.
Personally, I think I came here with wrong motives. I think I came here to get away from a lot of things that was going on back home. I came here for like a little break. I came here for like a vacation. But that was completely not what happened. I came here, I had to start working, I had to start fixing myself, I had to start getting right with the Lord. The most remarkable event, I'm going to say this summer for me, per se, was the Dominican Republic trip. I mean, of all things that I could name, DR was it for me. I was able to see the strongholds and see the struggles, the real life struggles with people there, and just see God's hand moving in a way that I've never seen before.
My favorite part of the summer was definitely Heroes Week. We had 19 youth come to the inn and we just brought them through a bunch of activities and taught them a bunch of different messages. And the theme of the week was actually to wake up, you're on God's time. At night we had a bunch of lumineers out in the forest back there, and they just had to walk through it, and there were crosses that they would stop at. And it was so beautiful to go through that at nighttime where the lights are lighting up the path for everyone, and at the end of that we just nailed all of our sins, all the things that we deal with, all the things that keep us sleeping, that we don't wake up from. We just nailed it at the cross.
Something that was really cool about this summer is our theme, which was Wake Up. In the first couple weeks we were here, we got together and were told to come up with a theme. And the theme we came up with was Wake Up, and it just started flowing. We got the kind of little symbol we wanted and all these verses, and we decided on it really early on. And it just kind of kept repeating. So, for example, in the His Land, Our Land conference, Dave Cabal and Lance Lambert both came and told us, wake up. They hadn't collaborated. They hadn't known that this was something we had come up with separate from them. They both had separately come up with Wake Up as well. So it was so much confirmation that this is what God's trying to tell us right now.
My favorite part of the summer was His Land, Our Land. and this is when Dave Kubal and Lance Lambert came to tell us about Israel and our country, USA, to let us know the current circumstances. And the major thing I got out of it was that prayer and intercession are not the same things. Prayer is when you pretty much pour out your heart, and intercession is when you're pouring out God's heart, or praying in spirit. So yeah, that was my favorite part of the summer.
The first week that I got there, you just learn so much about family and how important fathers are, how important our time is, because it's not even our time, it's God's time. We should value what God has given us and how our attitudes affect everything in our lives. I recommend anyone who can come to come here, because it's absolutely incredible. There's no other place that I have ever heard of that's like it. It's just a safe place where you can just really hear the voice of God.
This summer, God has done so much in me. I feel like He's taught me so much about prayer. If you don't want something, don't pray about it. I prayed for humility. I prayed that God would break me down, and sure enough, He did. Definitely changed me for the better. I'm excited to live it out when I get home.